Have you ever paused to consider how crucial forests are, not just for the planet, but for local communities relying on them for survival? Our world depends heavily on these green expanses. They are, in fact, the very lungs of the Earth. Exhaling oxygen and inhaling carbon dioxide, forests play a vital role in maintaining the delicate balance of our atmosphere, but that's not where their contribution ends. Forests are also massive carbon sinks, sequestering more carbon than they release. In the face of escalating climate change, this function of forests has never been more crucial. They help to slow down the pace of global warming by absorbing carbon emissions produced by human activities. Furthermore, forests are a haven for biodiversity. They provide habitat to countless species, many of which are yet to be discovered. Each of these species, be it a towering tree or a tiny insect, plays a unique role in the ecosystem, contributing to its overall health and resilience. Now, let's zoom in from this global perspective and land ourselves in the heart of Southeast Asia, in the Prelang forest of Cambodia. Spanning a vast 3,600 square kilometers, Prelang is more than just a forest. It's a lifeline for around 200,000 ethnic minorities who call it home. They rely on this forest for everything, from resin and medicine to food. For them, Prelang is not just a resource. It's a part of their culture, their livelihood, and their identity. In the grand scheme of things, Prelang is a single example that underscores the importance of forests. Yet, it's a poignant reminder of the intricate ties between human communities and their natural environment. For the 200,000 individuals living in and around Prelang, the forest isn't just a collection of trees, it's the very essence of their existence. Imagine if your supermarket, pharmacy, and source of income were all wrapped up in one living entity. This is the reality for the ethnic minorities of Prelang. The intricate in the heart of Cambodia, the Prelang forest stands as a beacon of life for the 200,000 for around 200,000 ethnic minorities. Their day begins with the forest and it ends with the forest, a testament to the integral role it plays in their lives. Imagine the forest floor as a bustling marketplace. The locals navigate through the towering trees, reaching out to gather fruits, vegetables, and even catch some fish from the forest's water bodies. It's like a natural supermarket, providing them with an abundance of food, fresh and free. But the forest isn't just a source of nourishment, it's also a pharmacy, brimming with medicinal plants. When someone falls ill, the forest provides. From simple colds to more serious ailments, the locals have learned to harness the healing properties of the plants around them, a knowledge passed down through generations. The forest is also a workplace. One of the primary sources of income for these communities is resin tapping. The locals skillfully extract resin from the trees, a valuable commodity in the market for its various uses, from varnish to adhesive. It's a delicate process, one that requires a deep understanding and respect for the tree. And beyond the practical, the forest is deeply woven into the fabric of their culture. It's a stage for traditional ceremonies and a playground for the community's children. It's a source of stories, songs, and spiritual beliefs, all tied to the towering trees and the life they nurture. Every day, the forest breathes life into these communities, feeding them, healing them, and providing a livelihood. It's a relationship of mutual respect and dependence. The forest gives and the people protect, understanding that their survival is intertwined with the health of the forest. So, in the grand scheme of things, every tree in Prelang is not just part of the forest, but part of a community's way of life. But what happens when the lifeblood of a community faces existential threats? Imagine waking up to find your house, your neighborhood, your city, slowly being eaten away, bit by bit. That's exactly what's happening to the Prelang forest in Cambodia. This forest, spanning 3,600 square kilometers, is under siege. Its once lush, verdant foliage is being stripped away, not by a natural disaster, but by the insatiable appetite of human greed. Agribusiness is one of the prime culprits. Large corporations driven by profit are converting vast expanses of this forest into plantations. Trees which took decades or even centuries to grow are being felled within minutes, leaving behind a barren landscape devoid of life. Mining is another threat. The forest floor is being ripped apart in the search for precious minerals. This not only destroys the habitat of countless species, but also pollutes the surrounding environment, poisoning the very lifeblood of the forest. Then there's the spectre of illegal logging. Loggers, often armed and dangerous, are stealthily eroding the forest. They move under the cover of darkness, their chainsaw slicing through the tranquil silence of the night, turning trees into timber and wildlife into refugees. All these activities have devastating impacts on the forest and the local communities. The forest, once a provider of resin, medicine and food, is now a battlefield. The local communities who have lived in harmony with the forest for generations are now on the front line of this war. Their culture, their livelihood, their very existence is under threat. The destruction of Prelang isn't just an environmental disaster, but a human one as well. The story of Prelang is a stark reminder that when we harm nature, we are also harming ourselves. It's a reminder that we need to rethink our relationship with the natural world before it's too late. Despite the odds, the communities of Prelang are not standing by while their home is destroyed. In the heart of Cambodia, the locals are rising up, taking bold steps to protect their home, the Prelang forest. Their struggle is not just about the preservation of trees, but an assertion of their cultural identity, a fight for their traditional ways of life, deeply intertwined with the forest. Imagine the scene, a local villager draped in traditional attire, patrolling the dense woods. His eyes, sharp as an eagle's, watch for signs of illegal logging. His heart, as sturdy as the ancient trees around him, beats for the love of his verdant homeland. He is part of the Prelang Community Network, a grassroots conservation initiative. These brave men and women have taken it upon themselves to protect their forest, their heritage, from the hands of illegal loggers and miners. You might be wondering, what can I do? I'm thousands of miles away from Prelang. Your geographical location may be distant, but your impact can reach far beyond your immediate surroundings. Let's explore a few ways you can be a part of the solution, a part of the conservation efforts, not only for Prelang, but for forests worldwide. First, you can financially support organizations that work tirelessly to protect these vital ecosystems. Donations, no matter how small, can make a big difference. They fund essential operations such as monitoring illegal activities, reforestation initiatives, and supporting local communities who depend on these forests for survival. Secondly, you can utilize the power of your voice. Start or join awareness campaigns about the importance of forests like Prelang. Use your social media platforms to share the stories of these forests and the communities that call them home. The more people know, the more they care, and the more likely they are to act. Lastly, and perhaps most importantly, you can make responsible consumer choices. Many products we use daily contribute to deforestation and habitat destruction. By choosing products that are sustainably sourced and environmentally friendly, you cast a vote for conservation with every purchase. You can also reduce, reuse, and recycle to minimize waste and decrease the demand for raw materials, further safeguarding our forests. Remember, every action, no matter how small, creates ripples, and when those ripples join together, they form waves of change. So start today. Donate if you can. Raise your voice and make careful, conscious choices. Be the change you want to see in the world. The battle for Prelang may be taking place in Cambodia, but it's a battle that belongs to all of us. Stand with the communities of Prelang. Support forest conservation.